Hi everyone, it's Bank Holiday Monday, August 2024, and it's been a while now since I made a video. I'll be straight up with you. My missus gave birth to a baby girl about 7 weeks ago, and you know what, I didn't have the energy to do anything else, only go to work, come home, help out with the kids, and that's it. So I've been exhausted. So I just said, look, I kind of diverted my energies to trying to raise a newborn baby, and it's not easy. But anyway, the events of the weekend, I suppose, have compelled me to make this video, and especially in regards to the protest that was held up in Belfast, in accordance with other protests, really, around all the other parts of the UK. And it's caused a bit of controversy, I suppose, because it's raised the whole nationalist and loyalist question again. As most, Sinn Féin and the left were pretty fast to jump all over it, pretty quick to jump all over it, and, try and slate it as a bad thing with their usual Marxist tactics of, okay, so the people flying the Union Jacks, of course, were extremists, they were loyalists, extremists, and all this kind of crack, and, the crowd flying the tricolours were just racists and bigots from the south. But if you look at it, I think it's a fairly monumental occasion in Irish history, because what we have two previously warring tribes who, under a common cause, have united. Now, look, you know, can I say for a fact that there weren't loyalists there? I believe there might have been one guy who was inside. He did time for murder, and rightly so. And I'm sure that there might have been IRA men on the other side who previously done time, for their crimes, and rightly so. It's a war. That's what happens. But it kind of reminded me of Mel Gibson's film Apocalypse Now, where there was two Indian tribes and they were basically slaughtering each other for hundreds and thousands of years. And in the final scene of the movie, one tribe chases a member of another tribe to the beach, and the two of them stop in stunned silence and look out across the sea. And what was on the horizon was an armada of Spanish ships about to invade the New World. And it was kind of striking, because I do see similarities with what's happening in Ireland. Of course, these two communities, as far as I'm concerned, right, some of them identify as Protestant, some of them identify as Catholic, and they have their own flags, okay? That's another story. I think we need to park this for a while, because what's going to happen to this country will make this age-old conflict pale. It's going to be so insignificant to what's coming. Um, you know, we have working class people on both sides who are just sick to death of the influx of immigrants into both sides of this island. And I think a lot of them understand what Simon Coveney said a few years ago. And it's very sinister, because he said we're hoping to have an all island population of 10 million. Now, who gives him the say over the north? He said all island. So I do believe that there's already been a deal, a kind of a World Economic Forum inspired deal done by the globalists for the north. And in my opinion, what's probably going to happen is that when there is a border poll up in the north, Sinn Féin, of course, will be involved in this. And I believe that the migrant vote is going to be used in order to subvert the loyalist vote, and that's how they're going to unite the two parts of Ireland. It will not be good, because you're going to have a situation where, possibly, you know like, the north will be taken from the loyalists. They will get no say in this at all. So I mean, like, we we need to come together against parties like Sinn Féin. And make no mistake, I believe the DUP also struck a similar deal, that eventually they are going to see the North to this new World Economic Forum inspired United Ireland, and the new constitution that'll be written, and the new flag. God knows what the new flag is going to look like. As Leo Varadkar said, it's going to be a rainbow flag. You can take that any way you want it, but that's the way it's looking. So I mean, I think the people on both sides of the border are starting to realise that this is a fight for our very survival against an existential threat from outside. Because if we don't get a grip on this, right, there will be no Irish nationalism, there will be no British loyalists up the north, there will be no Gaels, there will be no Ulster Scots. That is the agenda here, that is the end game, we are talking about absolute, total population replacement on both sides of this island. But at first, I think first off, they're going to get rid of the border and they're going to try and unite the two sides. And they will use the migrant vote to do this. I have no doubt about it. You can see the writings on the wall already with the local elections, the European elections, and now they're fast-tracking citizenships here in Ireland for the same reason. So they can subvert the general election. That's my opinion. I hope I am wrong, but, time will tell all. So, I mean, I'm reading the comments on X, and a lot of people, most people are in agreement, right, with the coming together of the two communities up the north. I think it's great myself. I know there is a lot of bad history, but look, as long as we keep looking backwards, we're going to be stuck in the past forever, we have to learn to kind of forgive, not forget. We must never forget history. We need to move on. We need to move on, and we need to do it quickly. So look, what I would say to our own nationalists down here in the south is, it's time to give this a chance. I wouldn't come out too hard against it. Obviously, we need to be careful, 100%. But look, other than that, united we stand, divided we fall. And I think this is what the establishment are most terrified of. And you can see the way, you know this, by the way, Sinn Féin, the left, the media, on both sides, by the way, the Belfast Telegraph and the Sunday World down here have come out and have basically attacked it and smeared it and labelled everyone as some kind of extremists and all this, So, then that the establishment is worried. And this is probably the reason why, all the guns were decommissioned back in 1998. I believe myself that the Oma bombing, which was instrumental in getting this done, was an MI5 job. It was an inside job. And it was the typical problem, reaction, solution. Because they knew that these times were coming because they planned it. And they knew they had to disarm the Irish on both sides of the fence. They had to disarm the Irish. And I reckon, that's why they done this. So, yeah, we have some interesting times ahead. So, look, personally to myself, to the ordinary working class Protestants up north, who don't believe in abortion, who are conservative, who, stand up against this trans ideology, who are not into mass migration, I have a lot more in common with them than I do with the Sinn Féin lefties. Way more in common, I'm Catholic, right? Fair enough, and we have a bit of history going back over the centuries. But I promise you, I have a lot more in common with the average man who's of that mindset up the north than I have with Leo Varadkar or Simon Harris or any of them. And the hypocrisy is unreal, because you have accusations here of collusion between Irish nationalists and British fascists or whatever the fuck they want to call us, right? The end of the day, the Irish government are colluding with the UK government. Hand in hand, they're working together to achieve this so-called mess of United Ireland and to replace the population. And they're also sending down military-grade hardware into the Republic, and it had to be at the behest of the Irish government by way of water cannon to try and, destroy the protests. So there's where the real treason lies. There's the real traitors for you. These are the guys who are working with the likes of Drew Harris himself, and I believe is an MI5 agent as well. And he would be of a proper loyalist bent, to try and destroy Irish nationalism. So there you go. That's just my ramble now for today. I just said I'd get it off my chest because, there's been a lot going on. I've been really, really busy, and I let a lot of things slide because it's hard to keep up with everything. There's so much stuff happening so quick. But all I'd say is, look, don't believe the newspapers. Do not trust Sinn Féin. I do believe that the people up north are good people, by and large. And, I will stand shoulder to shoulder with these guys. We can get back to our little squabbles when this is done and dusted. But, for now, we have a bigger problem coming over the horizon. And we need to stand together because this is what frightens the absolute shit out of the establishment. This is what they're afraid of. And, we've a better chance of winning this together than we have apart. And they will do everything, including false flags, I believe, just like Oma, to try and achieve a split between the communities. But hopefully common sense will prevail here. Okay, everyone, that's my ramble for today. God bless, and I hope to talk to you all again very soon.